Welcome to the State of the Spitfires. I'm Manny Paiva, along with Bill Bowler, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the Windsor Spitfires, General Manager of this Windsor Spitfires, as we get set for another 2022-2023 season. And Bill, kind of a short summer for you, but I think that's kind of the way you like it, isn't it?
Yeah, great summer. Obviously, we played as long as you possibly can. We would have liked to join the Memorial Cup tournament, but what a great run by our hockey club. Short summer, but a busy summer for myself. So looking forward to this upcoming season.
Now that you've had some time to reflect on last year, what stood out for you, and what did you learn from that experience?
You learn a lot. Obviously, our group just came together, and it started from the top. Ownership giving us every resource to try to do what we, wanted to do and have to do, and then led by Coach Mark Savard and his entire staff. Our high performance coach Brian O'Reilly, I think, did a great job bringing everyone together. And we talk about it all the time. We're trying to, just build an environment where people feel comfortable on and off the ice, and just get 25 people that have good relationships. And I'd rather, it's tougher to play against a bunch of people that like each other than talented people. And, you need talent to continue and perform and have success in this league. But I really believe that, guys and teammates that get along can do some special things. And I think we did that last year.
It was a special team indeed. One game away from winning the entire OHL championship. And when you take that lens and look at this year's team, I know you've been working and building on this year's team for longer than this summer. You've been working on this for months and even years now. When you look at the team that you have put together through training camp, what do you think of your squad?
Yeah, we like our group. You never know what you have till you actually play the games, but we like the progression of our players from last season, how they look this year. The new players that have come in, really impressed with them as well. So, we're going to, similar to last year, I think we're just going to play it out here, see what kind of team we have, see if we get some players returned to us, and from there make some decisions. But as I said when I first was lucky enough to get this job, we'd like to be relevant all the time, and it's real hard to do in junior hockey. It's cyclical, and people say that, but we're going to try to change that mindset where we want to be relevant. We want to be a good team this year. I know we went all the way to Game 7 of the final, but there's no reason why we can't be competitive again this year, next year. So that's the goal. Let's see if it unfolds the way we want.
And when you look at the makeup of this team, I think the first question everyone asks is, what do you expect of Wyatt Johnston, the Dallas Stars prospect? Is he going to make that team? Is he going to come back to Windsor? What do you know about that situation?
Similar to our group, you just don't know. And I'd like to act like I know what the Dallas Stars are doing and how Wyatt's going to perform. We don't have a clue, and that's just the reality of it. No question, we'd love Wyatt to become a National Hockey League player. But again, if he's sent back, I think we'll find room for him. So that's basically it. It happened last year with Jean-Luc Foudy. You can't plan or build around losing your number one center, arguably your best hockey player. Similar to last year with Jean-Luc Foudy, but that's why it's a team. You try to create depth in every position so that when the unexpected happens, when a Jean-Luc Foudy doesn't return, when a Wyatt Johnston who still has eligibility doesn't return, you still have a product and a group of men that can still compete and play. And so unfortunately, I don't have the answers for Wyatt Johnston. All I know is he was, in my opinion, the best player in the Ontario Hockey League. I've seen him over the summer. I skated with him over the summer. This guy's a National Hockey League player, 1,000,000%. I just don't know when. Hopefully it's a year from now, so he's a Spitfire again.
You're not the only one who thought he was the best player. He won the Red Tilson Award as the most outstanding player. When you look past Wyatt Johnston and the rest of this hockey team, what will be the strength of the Spitfires in 2022-2023?
Give me some games to answer that, but off the top, exactly what I said a minute ago, the group, they're just a good bunch of guys that get along, and like I said, I think we have some underrated hockey players in that locker room. I don't think enough of those young men get enough credit. They're talented hockey players that care about the Spitfires and their teammates, and so as far as what we have or the identity, I just know we're going to be a real tough team to play.
You mentioned something there about giving you a few games to see how your team looks on the ice. Is that your philosophy? You want to see how your team plays before you change the makeup, make a deal or two? You were pretty busy with regards to transactions last year. How do you go about into that? Because you also have a few overagers in the lineup that you have to move as well.
Again, it's just, you need, for me, I'd like more reps. I'd like to see just so you have more information before you make a decision. And the one thing we've tried to create here is we're fair to every athlete, every coach, every staff member, and I'd rather make a mistake being too patient with a human being, for that matter. And so we're going to give everybody every chance to get the job done. And if we don't think that they're capable or they're just not ready yet, then we'll have to make some decisions. And that's sports, that's competition. And like I said, it's not me on the ice, it's their performance. And fortunately or unfortunately, we just base decisions on that.
Everyone's excited about the upcoming season after what Windsor did last year. How do you think the Spitfires fit into the rest of the Western Conference and the OHL, for that matter? You get to play Eastern Conference teams again this year. What do you know about everyone else around the league?
Again, that's awesome. Our kids going into those opposition, those buildings in the East, it's just a lot of fun. And, playing the same division rivals every night, it's tough, and I don't want to say it gets boring, but it's monotonous. So to play the East will be a real good change for everyone. As far as what other teams do, again, you're mindful of what is out there. You know what your competition is. You know what teams you think are going to go all in. And the reality is I can't control that. So the focus here is to worry about us. Like I said, we'd like to be relevant all the time. I don't know if we're prepared to go all in because, again, if you look at our roster similar to last year, we think we're good next year. I think I owe it to the fans, to our sponsors, supporters, every kid in that locker room to have belief. At times you're going to, I guess, have to rebuild, but I just don't think that's fair to coaches and players that this is their livelihood, this is their careers. I don't know if they're interested in a rebuild. And the reality is I'm not sure too many fans like coming to the rink knowing you have no chance of winning. So let's just keep trying to do what we do. I can't control what the other divisional rivals are doing, whether or not they trade their future for high-end players or not. But looking around again, we like our group and we think we can compete.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the season. I think you have a great group, and if training camp showed us anything, you're going to be fast and competitive, and I think that's the type of team you want to build, right?
Yeah, like I said, we want to be a hard team to play against and have the belief that you can win, and there's no doubt the kids that are still here without anybody coming back and without making any decisions, I know the group in there thinks they're pretty good, and that's the first step, believing you can win, and that's where I think our coaches and our players are right now.
Bill, I know we'll talk again into the future, but thanks for this and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Bill Bowler, the general manager of the Windsor Spitfires. Hey, if you want to get ready for October 1st in the regular season, you can get season tickets or game tickets, single game tickets, right online right now at windsorspitfires.com.